Hey everyone, we are back in Silent Falls for the second of our little run of Bump in the Dark. My name is Donna, my pronouns are he, him. I'm running the game. Let's get a quick intro from our players and their characters in character keeper order.
Okay, so hi, I'm Mad, she, they pronouns. I'm playing Celia, she, her. Celia is an aspiring street magician, illusionist, occasional thief. She was on the way to visit a friend somewhere beyond Silent Falls, but car decided to give out, and that's probably not by accident. And kind of found herself amidst maybe like-minded, like purposed people. And we are currently in the middle of something dark and occult like, which she's very familiar with because she sees shit like that all the time, unfortunately. So,
Hi, I'm Mark. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Gemma Holwell, the shield, she, her pronouns. Um, and Gemma has been very brain dead so far during this during this mystery hunt. But looking forward to an opportunity to do some shielding type stuff sooner or later.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jose, and my pronouns are he, him. I am playing Enoch Briarwood, the Unshaped playbook. And Enoch is part of the illustrious family, or infamous family, or notorious family of the Briarwoods, who have a long and sordid history in the town of Silent Falls. Um, uh, he is not very experienced with all this hunting stuff, but he's very enthusiastic. He made a promise to his uh, Auntie Ruthie before she died that he would protect the town, and so he's trying to do his best to do that. He is definitely in over his head always, and he does have some strange, monstrous abilities that manifest in kind of sporadic forms. But mostly he doesn't know what he's doing. By day, he is an electrician, and he kind of aspires to be a singer-songwriter, but we don't know how good his songs are just yet. And yeah, and he so far in this hunt, what's happened to him? Bad things have happened to him mostly. Yeah, he ended up last session covered in blood. We don't know if it's pig blood or human blood. We suspect the latter, and kind of frantically trying to get it all off him so that he's not implicated in the murder that apparently just took place in this hotel. Um, uh, Although he has no memory of doing that since he was in the void somewhere. That's Enoch.
Excellent. So, I don't want to presuppose that you take stock and come back in the light of day. Maybe you just want to keep digging and see what you can find out. What do you think, Jenna? Are you leaping into action?
When we left off, we had seen Enoch kind of temporarily become the bellhop. Is that accurate?
I think that's certainly a very valid and probably nailed on theory to have, right?
Um, but did Enoch return? Did they become more themselves
Yeah,
after
Enoch
that?
is
Okay.
back, like fully compos mentos at the moment. Um, eh, that bloody bellhop uniform aside, um,
Okay.
he looks
Very
fine.
good. And this was Celia had connected to the void, trying to find room 13, which didn't exist, and that's kind of what precipitated this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you still have that key, or rather, Enoch still has that key. Um, I think maybe it's reasonable to suggest that if you were to take precautions, you might be able to enter that room without being taken over. Who knows? I guess the dice might decide that if you want to do it later on. But yeah,
Um, I can't think of a reason to put this off. Does anybody have anything that they wanted to do around town? Do some research, maybe on maybe we should. I mean, the smart people should do some research on Ty, the director Ty Roth, and maybe see if Ty is a little bit more things that we think they are. Maybe the all these series of what are they hotel what's the name of the series of films?
Horror Hotel.
Horror Hotel.
This
Maybe
is
these have
Horror
all been
Hotel 9.
nine, yes. Maybe this is all part of a long-term ritual that that Ty Roth has been kind of performing um in order to bring about the end of days,
Are you speaking this
frankly.
thing out? Is Gemma speaking this stuff out loud?
Yeah, to Celia and Enoch. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, again, I told him I'm not a. I told Mark or whatever that I'm not a fan. So I mean, is this is there a history of things happening, bad happening on these sets? I'm asking Gemma, the big fan.
Um, God, did I establish myself as a big fan? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. To Ty. Yeah, I approached
So much
Ty.
so that he hates your guts. But
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly. Um, I mean, not that I'm aware of, but I think that I think it'd be worth checking out.
hmm.
We should go to the library. Check out some entertainment weeklies, and
Are
maybe
you
there's
saying
some.
that Gemma doesn't have, tatty books of the horror annual or whatever
You
in
don't
her
have
room?
like
Or
I don't know, like out of character, like you don't copy his Rue Morgue or something like that, like
Yeah,
Rue
Jeepers,
Morgue Cinema.
maybe.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, I think it's very fair to say that buying books is for chumps, and Gemma would go to the library for everything, right?
I
If you
mean,
really
her
need something
artwork's
to be
there.
bought, you just say, "Hey, Auntie Dot, can you
Yeah,
put in a requisition form for this book?" Right?
that's right. But what do you guys think?
I want to know whether like Ty has connections to, as you say, a possible ritual to this, like if there's been problems on previous sets, and if not, then is the location the problem? Because to create that kind of a door, sometimes like the location is very key.
Interesting. I mean, I've never heard anything too wacky about the resort before. Enoch, have you?
Um, just that the building's been here for a long time. It was renovated. Um, uh, so I don't know what the history of this place is. Um, Out of character for 1 second. I remember, so last time I remember obviously the bad thing that happened to Enoch when he used his lingering sense. I'm not sure what kind of like understanding he got or anything about the room or does he know the location or does he have did anything positive come out of that whole thing? Any useful information that Enoch might be gleaning? I know he doesn't remember. He showed up
Yeah,
in the outfit and he doesn't remember, so he has this blank where he doesn't remember.
yeah. So, I mean, I guess it was a complicated result, but I think I wonder if you can get some kind of fleeting imagery that might tell you where next to go if it isn't through that ghost door, let's call it.
Yeah.
Um,
Because the way that the thing works, right? I just want to understand the way lingering sense works. Is like I pay the two. looks, right? And then it works. And
Exactly.
then there is one of these three consequences that I choose, or that
Yeah.
we choose, or I
Yeah.
can't remember how. Right? Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. Okay, got it.
And I guess sorry. So when you touch something that belongs to someone or it's a piece of a larger whole, you can know their general location and condition. And we said like the key basically belongs to the room, right? But I think in terms of more general knowledge about the room, maybe stuff is like seeping back a little bit as the control from this whatever it was ebbs away. And I think you like when you close your eyes, maybe initially after that rush, you find yourself as yourself again. Like there was this red mist when you close your eyes, and that's like turning softer and turning lilac.
Like the color lilac.
Like the color lilac, yeah. And let us say for sure, because you work here, you know all the rooms more or less. Certainly, any rooms that are unusual. There is the lilac room, which is kind of like not a bedroom. It's just like a room on the grounds of the hotel.
Not a rentable hotel room.
Not a yeah. So well, I don't know. Why don't you fill me in?
Yeah.
Like what is the lilac room?
What
used
is the
for?
lilac room? I think the lilac room, maybe no, it's not a room that's rented out. Maybe it was at one point. It's in an older part of the hotel that hasn't been fully renovated, and it's been used mostly for storage at this point. But Enoch doesn't remember anything. I don't know if he's ever been in there. Maybe he has to get some stuff, but it seems nondescript, except for the walls are lilac, or maybe they have a lilac covered like wallpaper.
Yeah.
In them. Yeah.
And so I guess if you were to ask about it, you'll very quickly discover that the movie is shooting in this room. This is like a central location of their shoot.
Got it. Yeah, so I think going back to the scene, then Enoch is staring at the bloody costume. We're in I think we were in Celia's hotel, her room, right, in the hotel, and he's staring at the bloody costume, and he's kind of horrified because he doesn't know what happened, and all he knows is that somebody died. Do we know who died? Oh yes, we do know who died. It was or who was maybe not died,
Attacked.
but was taken away by an ambulance. Is that what
Yeah,
it was?
not dead. Certainly signs of life, even if it was ebbing away when you saw her being taken into the ambulance. So this was Tiffany Darling, who's like one of the stars of the film.
I think Celia sees you looking at that costume and saying, like, she'll go over to you and put one hand on your shoulder and the other hand on your face. It's like, hey, look at me. Whatever happened in there, wherever you were, it's not your fault, okay?
Is that her blood? Is that Tiffany's
I don't
blood?
know. I don't know.
I don't remember what happened.
I mean, it happened so fast. I thought you were sucked into whatever that room was, and then you appeared down the hall. I thought it was that Mark guy, dressed up as the whatever, that bellhop character.
There's someone else here. There's some other presence here.
Yeah.
And I can't find them. And he looks at the clothes again. And he goes,
Is
there a clue in here? I mean, is there any? And he goes to try to like touch the clothing.
Is this the first time you've done this? Before you actually try to touch the clothes again? Is this the first time you've tried to don't know, connect.
No, no, it happens, but it's always kind of scary when it happens, and bad shit can happen with it. But sometimes we get really useful information, right, Gemma?
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're taking a chance, but you kind of have to take a lot of chances with this kind of
So
work.
Enoch picks up the clothing and he starts searching through the pockets and the and looking at the tags or anything. He's just trying to figure out whether there's any information in this clothing that he came back with. Who knows what happened to his clothing? Um, so I don't know if this is a study move or
Yeah,
some other kind of
yeah.
move.
So I mean, you have the bloody bellhop uniform as a
Oh, it's already a
clue
clue. Oh, it's already
already.
a clue. Okay,
So
so, yeah. Okay,
um,
so there's nothing left more in that clue. Okay.
not to say that you couldn't find another clue by searching for it, but like I'm not gonna like when you do your theorize at the end for your showdown, you can fill in whatever details that
Oh,
you
I
want to
see. I
bring,
see. I
right?
see. I see what you're saying. Okay, so
I guess in terms of like the most basic details, I guess the interpretation is that it's the same bellhop uniform as so Mark Draven was wearing as for a part of the shoot, right, in his role as the bellhop. So, but again,
so
even
it's
that,
it's like the same design, or it is the same
the
exact
same design, not
same
the,
design,
or,
same design.
or maybe it is. Maybe they have like 20 copies of it in wardrobing, right? For
So it's a modern piece of clothes. It's a modern costume. It's not like somehow pulled from the past somehow.
yeah, it's
Like
not
if I look
like
at the tags, they're not vintage tags.
yeah, it's
Um,
not like 1890s.
right.
Yeah,
It's 1990s. That's where we're
yeah,
at. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, so I guess Enoch just says, well, it looks like a costume. It doesn't, it must be part of the production. Don't know how it got on me, but, or how it got bloody.
Well, my experience is once you mess around with the void, it can fuck around with time too. So this is not a surprise, unfortunately. I mean, if you want, when there's more time, I can try and show you how to ground yourself so you're not as susceptible. Maybe. I mean, like, you'll be able to still connect, but then you won't lose yourself in it. Like, it won't have as much of a hold to make you lose time or lose memories.
And then he just reaches out and hugs you.
And she hugs him
Like,
back. She
that
hugs
would
him
be
back.
so good. I'm so glad you're here. And he's wearing now some of your clothing, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the
Like a
baggiest sweatpants
sweatshirt
that she owns
and
and
some sweatpants.
sweatshirt. Right, right, right. You know, it's like you're wearing my pajamas, so I mean, like, I guess we're
I'm
friends.
wearing your pajamas.
I mean, like,
So
do we?
what do we do next, you guys?
I don't think we should. This could get dangerous if we keep trying to. I mean, I can't imagine them trying to continue the production, at least, you know, with that, with, I guess, Tiffany being brought to the hospital. I mean, maybe they'll, I don't know, get some rest or.
We don't even know what happened. Maybe I should talk to some of the people on the crew, find out more about what happened because we were dealing with all this weird void stuff.
Right.
And what did they see? All we saw was the ambulance, Tiffany being taken away.
We were distracted. That scream. And then all that other stuff happening. So,
Speaking of that scream, I think that maybe it would be fruitful if we talk to Van H. She's been in like 4 horror hotels. This is going to be her fourth. She's been the final girl in the last three. Um, so I think if we get a chance to talk to her, maybe she can give us some insight into what's if she knows anything about like anything weird that Ty is doing.
All right.
I'm
Well,
sorry, I call her Van H. That because that's what we call her, Vanessa Howler. That's
I
her
was
name.
gonna ask,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
I don't think you should be talking to anybody because you're going to piss somebody off. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Gemma.
apparently. So no, yeah, that's cool. I don't want to
And
talk to her anyway.
I'm just saying. All right. I
I'll
mean,
talk to her. I'll talk
okay,
to her.
okay. I mean, maybe I can see if any of the other cast are around or a crew, and then I can talk to them.
So Gemma, what I mean, you've been told you can't talk to your the person who you're the number one fan of, right? What are you going to do instead?
Skulk.
Skulk, okay.
Skulk?
Sulk.
Sulk?
Oh.
Okay, it's both. Sulk and skulk. That's her attitude, baby. She's gonna sulk and skulk.
Okay. As a
With her in her
player,
disguise.
yeah, as a player, is there something specific you want to get up to, accidentally on purpose, like?
I think that I think that she are you guys as players, Jose and Mads, are you guys okay if she goes to try to check in on Tiffany at the wherever Tiffany was transported to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean that makes
Hospital.
perfect
Yep.
sense.
Because
Yeah.
then I'm
I mean,
away from
it's your car, right? I mean, like you're the one with the car.
yeah, I'll abandon you guys. I'm cool with that. So yeah, I think that's what she's going to do. That's what Gemma's going to do, Donna.
Okay. Um, I guess we will get to that after the others speak on set. So Celia, what are you going to Vanessa, or is that just Enoch?
Um, yeah, I mean, like if Enoch wants to talk with Vanessa, then I mean, like who was that other person? I thought there was another person.
You can talk to your boyfriend.
No, ew,
He'll
ew.
tell you whatever you want.
Ugh, God, and that's what I worry about. I want him to tell me the goddamn truth, not like whatever the hell he wants me to hear. Ugh, ugh.
The only so obviously you talked to Mark Draven, who you don't want to talk to. You talked to
No.
Ty Roth and his old buddy, the farmer called Giles, who was delivering the pig's blood. And that's about it, as far as I can remember.
Okay. I thought there was a crew member that was
Oh,
that
sorry, there
was.
was Luna Staples, who is the production assistant. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if she's still about, hopefully,
yeah,
and she didn't
yeah.
go to the hospital or whatever. I mean, like I can talk with her.
Okay. So yeah, let's do that first, and then we'll come back to Enoch cornering Vanessa Howler. Um, so yeah, I think you find Luna sitting eating cold dinner. I guess it's late, right? Because everything went really dark when that electricity cut out. So it's like about midnight, maybe a little bit after midnight. She is sitting beside a trailer, eating, not even warmed up food.
I saw the lights. I heard the.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I thought the screams were part of the production.
Oh, that
What?
was that was earlier when your friend interrupted.
Yeah, I couldn't
But
get
yeah,
to
I mean the
stop
lights are
them in time.
back now, but yeah, no, those were real screams. But we weren't shooting. It was like because the lights were out, so yeah, it was kind of freaky.
What happened?
Uh, so Tiff was getting like some. She's waiting for the like her final scene of the day, and um, yeah, like then we heard her screaming, and then like it was there, blood all over the place, and I saw something like disappear out a door, but like I was just trying to stop the bleeding. So yeah,
Thank goodness you were there. Guess you have like first aid training or something to be able to staunch the blood.
I mean I'm not sure I did much, but
I mean, at least you got help, and hopefully they'll be able to take care of her at the hospital.
yeah, we'll see.
How are you doing?
Kind of freaked out. Trying to, I don't know. I'd say comfort eat, except this food is for shit. Yeah.
And then, like, she kind of rummages in her bag, which she carries around with her, and then like she kind of pulls out like a really good candy bar, like chocolate caramel, whatever. I know this is not much, but I mean, like, if this will help.
So, you feel like you're trying to coax or kind of make her feel comfortable
Connect.
enough that she'll say the thing that she's not even admitting to herself, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, just to kind of like at least connect and start a conversation, so this way she'll feel comfortable around me.
So, sounds like connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, are you, do you think playing it safe, or are you like happy to push a little bit more than your pure conciliatory tone might suggest?
Um, I mean, I want to push. I'm just not sure exactly how Celia would. I mean, unless like, she's going to do like some kind of like street magic type of thing where she's going to kind of like do a misdirect, like maybe like, she'll start off one way but then like try to do a different way, like to approach um, what she knows about Thai or the production. So I'll
Yeah.
pick off one luck for that to get another die. I forget how this goes.
So if you, so I guess let's. It sounds kind of played safe, right? There's just a conversation. There's
Mhm.
nothing obvious to me that will expose you. Um, so if you want to push or do anything like that, there's a couple of things you can do. You could you could make a deal with the darkness to get an extra die. It's like a devil's bargain, or you could
Yep.
push yourself for stress to get an extra die.
I like Devil's Bargain. So what do you got?
So I wonder um, if there's something um, what yeah, I wonder um, if Luna will tell you something about your compatriots that will, or about the town in general. I'm happy to go either way. That will like make you afraid, or make you angry, or make you a little bit despondent. So, um,
Okay. Sure. I mean, um,
Mark, what do you think is the worst thing that Luna could tell Celia about you or the Pact or the town?
It's a target-rich environment, Donna.
It is.
Um, I think particularly for Gemma, rumors that Gemma is involved in dark, bloody witchcraft with sacrifices. Um, for the um, for the pact, what would be a rumor about the pact? I mean,
I mean, I'd say let's stick with the dark magic, right? The
okay, yeah,
sacrificial arts of Gemma.
yeah.
How does that sound, Mads?
sounds good.
Okay. Do you think that's more likely to make you afraid or angry or void
Prob-
touched?
Probably angry because it's like, professing to be, you know,
I thought you guys were cool.
well, like, what's this about, like, blood sacrifices? I mean, like, why is Enoch all squeamish and shit? I mean, or at least if Gemma's into the blood sacrifices, it's like what kind of dangerous game is she trying to get Enoch in and stuff like that, like just getting a little bit protective or whatever.
Okay. So mark angry and then roll your 3 dice.
Okay, where's the thing? Angry. Okay, there we go. And then it's under steady or risky.
Oh, you should switch to the revised edition of the dice room,
Got it.
and then it is play it safe.
Okay, so 3 dice, play it safe. Okay, and a roll. 4 weak hit. Do it with reduced impact and a reduced consequence.
Okay, but still a hit. I'm playing it safe. I'm gonna tick a clock because that's easy and almost inevitable. And I think Luna, she warms up. I think she might have a hip flask with a little bit of liquor in it that she shares with you, because that's exactly what works well with a giant chocolate bar, right? And yeah, she's talking a little bit about the movie and like she loves horror movies. She's like a big fan. And she remembers reading something in like Fangorn or some magazine from yesteryear about one of the early ones when Ty Roth um, was on the production staff of this franchise when he just went out to LA. And I heard, there was this story about some freak like going through the production office and like scratching out eyes in the posters, like real like serial killer shit. And let me show you this. And like she stands up and like opens the door of the trailer right behind you, and then on the opposite wall, like you haven't even gone into the trailer, and there's a poster of this movie, and all of the faces on it except for one are distorted, like not scratched out, but like almost in the same kind of way, like whatever misprint or fuzziness is in the photography is like basically obscuring the faces of every star but one
For this particular movie?
for this movie. Yeah.
What the flying fuck? Who's... Is this your trailer? I mean, like...
I don't have a trailer. I'm a production assistant.
Hey, I mean, I don't know how you bigwigs do this, all right? I mean, like I said, I say I don't watch movies. So, I mean, whose trailer is this?
This is Chris Cruise's trailer. He's like the guy who thinks he's in a Fellini movie.
That's big, right?
Yeah. It's like... And she looks around because she doesn't want to badmouth an actor on set on her first professional gig, but she desperately wants to.
Hey, I don't know any of these people, so I mean, like, they're like pretty much all names to me. You know, it's fine.
His head is so far up his own ass. It is incredible.
Oh, one of those actors. Okay, gotcha. Kind of like Mark.
No, he's just a scumbag.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, how many passes has he made at you so far?
Like the one, and I had just come into the hotel.
Okay.
Fun. But yeah, I won't be alone in a room with him anytime soon. But that's weird. Why does Chris have a copy of this weird poster?
I mean, it's just weird because I saw that and I went, like, does someone know about what went on in Horror Hotel 2 back in the day? Or is this, I don't know.
I mean, is this the actual, like, marketing poster, or is this a misprint?
I mean, it's too early for a marketing poster. It must just be one the production office made up, you know. Who knows? And I haven't seen any others, so, like, maybe
So
it's
weird
the
that
misprint, or maybe they're all like this. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go to Vanessa Howler's spiderweb.
I wonder if we find her. Enoch finds her at the hotel bar.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't meet her tonight, I was going to say you meet her at the Dripping Dagger. That was definitely the vibe I was going for.
Okay. And I think Enoch has maybe he's still wearing the pajamas, but he's picked up his toolbox because it kind of gives him kind of authority to like walk around wherever he wants to. So he goes up to the bar and she's sitting there, I guess drinking a martini or something strong, I imagine. And he puts his toolbox up on the bar and he says to the bartender, Nick, just give me something strong, okay? And he sits down onto the bar stool next to Vanessa Howler. And when the drink comes, his hands kind of shaking as he picks up the drink.
It's not an act.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay, yeah.
He's still really shaken, and he does want the drink, and but he knows playing vulnerable tends to like ingratiate himself to people. So, but it's not an act; it's real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty shaken. And so he takes his drink.
Yeah. So Vanessa looks over. I'm like the jaded Scream Queen. Is she going to be the most
how bad is
susceptible to this approach?
Or is she not? Yes.
We'll see. I mean, I guess the dice will decide, right? She looks over and kind of, smirks. First rodeo, huh?
Hell yeah. Are you? Oh, you're part of the production, aren't you? You're used to this kind of all the screaming, right?
Used to all the screaming. Wow. Yeah, that's got to be the title of my autobiography, right? Well,
Yeah,
this
but
will be the
that.
last chapter in my horror hotel career, I think.
Oh, you've done a lot of these.
My fourth, my fourth.
Oh, and doesn't it ever bug you, Nick? Another one of these, please. I mean, I saw that poor girl get taken away, all bloody.
Well,
Kind of
that kind
freaked
of
me
thing
out.
doesn't usually happen. Like usually the cuts and the screams and the blood are mostly pretend. But I wouldn't go. I wouldn't say it's out of the bounds of possibility that Ty is doing this just to make us feel the fear all the more. I think this is like his last chance. If this doesn't make it, he is fucking done.
And Enoch is picking little flakes of blood out from underneath his fingernails and has a worried expression on his face. um, and he looks at her and he says, "So he would do that to try to just get a rise out of people? He he
I mean, I'm
orchestrates
sure,
something like that?"
I don't know that that is a real neck wound that Tiffany, I mean, that could just be makeup and special effects. And hey, that ambulance crew might have taken a bribe to pull up so quickly. I've seen it all in this business.
Oh, it could all be fake then. And he
Exactly.
and he swigs back his second drink. Um, and he said that makes it a little bit easier to to wrap my head around. If it were real, that would be scary. I mean,
Probably.
if it could happen to Tiffany, something bad, it could happen to any of the actors,
Because
right?
the rumor was that if I was getting out, then I might have been killed and she might be the new final girl, right?
She's your replacement?
Well, poor girl.
Oh, not anymore, right?
Well, maybe, maybe. Maybe she deserves an Oscar for that scream earlier, right? That was pretty good. I mean, that would almost give me a run for my money.
You're the shit out of me, I'll tell you. Oh, I'm Enoch, by the way. And he puts out his hand.
Oh, hi, honey. But yeah, and she, swigs the rest and says, "It's a martini," and shakes your hand.
um, so do you want to get out of this business?
Oh
Or
no,
do you
just
like it?
just this franchise. I want to get out of this franchise.
You want to do something different. You have dreams.
Well, I do not want to go to space for the next one.
The next one will be in space?
Yeah,
Wow.
because that's where horror franchises go to die. And uh, in
I can't
space,
hear
no one can hear you
you.
scream, and like, what is
I
the point of
heard
that?
about that. So out of character for a moment, you tell me when a roll might happen because I'm very mechanically impaired.
Okay, well, let's make that roll now.
Okay.
Do you think you're? I mean, you are kind of lying to her. Um, you know,
I am disturbed, however, by what happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll leave it up to you whether you think you are just kind of being friendly and being yourself, or whether you're trying to, manipulate her into something.
I am. Well, I have this move I was looking at
Trust me.
called
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust Me. When you attempt to connect with someone or sway them by opening up honestly and making yourself vulnerable to them. I think that's pretty um what do you call it? Descriptive of what I'm trying to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's still connect or sway. So it's
It's
still
one of those two, yeah. They're
uh,
both two.
okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess connect probably sounds a little bit more like you're being vulnerable and honest, but if you want to go with that, that makes sense to me.
All right. But either way, it's two, right?
So it's two, um, unless you want a devil's bargain or something like that.
Um oh, and the move, the special move, trust me, just changes the level of the
Yeah,
result. Is that
so if you like got a, a 1, 2, or 3 is your highest result, we bump that to a 4 or 5. You get 4 or 5, it's a 6. So it's
oh, I see. So I see. So I'm gonna get at least a weak hit on this. Oh, I see.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's an awesome move, you know.
That's an awesome move then. I'm glad I'm using
And
it.
if you roll a 6, it's a critical, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's how I read
Well,
that.
we'll see what happens. Okay. Then in that case, if I'm using the move, then it seems like I could just use 2 dice.
Yeah, yeah. 2
Yeah.
dice is plenty. It seems like a little bit risky,
Okay.
if only because she might play with you like a cat plays with a mouse.
She might mess me up. Yeah. Okay. So I should take a risky action. Is that the one?
Yeah, let's make it risky.
Do I click on that? Or oh, it's
So
already
you
clicked.
go
Okay.
action, 2 dice under dice count, and then just click. Take a risky action, and then I think roll.
Okay.
Wow.
So, in that case,
Which of
I
those
got
two
double
ones is your
ones.
highest result, I wonder?
I'm gonna say the first number one is
Okay,
the highest.
okay.
So, what could go
Well,
wrong, right?
it's not a 1, it's a 4 or a 5, right?
The 4 or 5, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You do it, but there is a standard consequence. Okay. Yeah. So I think yeah, I think she kind of is looking at you and kind of looks at you, the tiny pile of dried blood that you've been kind of cleaning off your fingernails, and go, wow, that looks very convincing. What did you say your name was? Enoch? Enoch Briarwood?
Oh, yeah. You know my family?
I've done some
Are you,
reading.
are you from around here?
No, 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 no. I'm not from around here.
And he like sweeps the dried blood off of the bar. Sorry about that. Yeah, Enoch Briarwood. I work here in the hotel. And he points to his toolbox and says, I'm doing electrical work. And for the production, make sure everything. It was not my fault that the lights went out, though.
Not your fault that the lights went out. Oh,
No,
isn't
I
that
don't know what.
exactly your job?
Well, yeah, technically. But they're back on now. And I just double checked everything and everything's normal. It's an old building, though. You just never know. There's a lot of old wiring. And then all that equipment you guys use, it's a big draw on the power.
So it's really more like our fault. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, yeah, maybe you could say that. Yeah.
I do remember this strange story from like 100 years ago about this really grisly murder in town. And I recall the Briarwood's name being mentioned in relation to it.
Wow. You do know a lot about this town. Where'd you say you're from?
I didn't. Um, but yeah, maybe when I'm sober tomorrow, we could have a chat and see see what's going on. Does that sound
Sure.
okay?
Sober chat sounds good. Uh, uh, yeah, I'm good, Nick. I'm good. And you, oh, okay. And Enoch stutters a little bit, feeling like the tables have somehow been turned on him. And and uh, and he is vulnerable at this point. And he goes, "Well, you have a good night, Vanessa. Is that okay if I call you Vanessa?
Sure, why not? Go for it.
You have a good night, Vanessa." And
Um, yeah,
take care
she takes the new martini that has just been delivered and like slips off the stool and walks away. And the napkin under her old glass, you can see some like blurry writing coming through the glass. And so there's like a scribbled note on it.
Oh, a scribbled note,
Yeah.
which Enoch uh, quickly pockets
So when you take
and
a look
watches
at
her
it,
walk away.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like in felt tip pen, so it's a little bit blurry and it's probably almost gone by the time you lay eyes on it in terms of readability. But it's a list of things, some of which have been scratched out. A 5 item list: athlete, scholar, siren, virgin, fool.
Okay. And which ones are scratched off? Some of them? You
Some of
don't
them.
know? Okay, some of them are scratched off. Okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean, if there were a cabin in the woods, we would be sending them royalties.
All right. That's and then Enoch looks around, grabs his case, and he walks out a different door than
Okay,
Vanessa went out.
okay. I'm just noticing the time. We've gone a little past the hour. Do you want to take a break now?
Mhm.
Okay, we're back. So yeah, let's follow Gemma over to, I don't want to say hospital, a health center, whatever, uh, because I remember Gemma's father, uncle, what is it, was the medic in town back in the 70s.
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah.
Um, we can ignore that if you want to think about it in downtime. Um, but what is the health center or the clinic like? Paint a picture for me.
Yeah, I think it's like it's attached to the sheriff's department. And it is so that it's all kind of like one big building for all those things. And it is very beat up. It is not well maintained. It's poorly staffed. Um, and they treat a variety of things the best that they can, but the things that they can't take care of get sent on to the next big town that I can't think of. If there is a Silent Falls associated one. Uh, So yeah, there's probably one ambulance. It's very outdated, and it might be like still a 1970s era, almost station wagon-esque ambulance. Um, and I don't know if they were transporting her to the. I don't know if she was still alive at that point, I guess. Is she going there or is she going directly to the morgue? Which is conveniently also part of the
Right next door.
sheriff's
Yeah.
department building, yes.
Um, I mean, I think I like not to do a big fake out. I like to lean into this whole I've seen it all before thing that Vanessa's come with. So like when you like pull up and run into the medical center, you can see Tiffany sitting there joking with the paramedic, drinking a beer, well, holding a beer. I think this, really rough Silent Falls brew is not to her liking, but, she knows how to fake it. Um, and yeah, like, there's like, maybe in this light, in the hotel lighting, it looks like very obvious syrupy mixture along her collar. Um, and like you run in and like, oh, it looks like you have a real customer. She doesn't recognize you from ruining her scene earlier. Um,
Gemma, it's kind of like is shyly walking up to her. She's got the cap on. She pulls it down a little bit so that she's still trying to disguise herself, even though she's going to speak with her. And she nods at the beer and she says, "How do you keep that from running out of your neck?"
you're that ridiculous. If kind of, I mean, cute for the boonies, I guess. Oh yeah, fine. See, and she takes a swig and hides the grimace, and it doesn't come pouring out my neck. You see, because movie magic.
Yeah, that's some
But
spectacular movie magic.
I'm touched. That you were so concerned that you ran out here to check up on me.
I just wanted to see a dead body, but here you are.
Oh no, you have a crush on me. I can tell.
Wow. Okay. Uh, I mean, I think that Gemma's face turns red. Yeah, that's right, Jose. Um, and she takes off the cap and she kind of puts her hair behind her ear with her one hand with her fingertips and says, "That was an amazing scream."
Well, thank you. I mean,
Um,
I want to take over this whole franchise. I want to like go well and deep into double figures with this. I think we've got legs in the business for a while.
yeah, well, I mean, you certainly got something over Van H. There's no way she's going to keep up with you.
Oh, stop.
She started it. So I mean,
So where is
what?
there to drink in this pudding town? I
Let me
mean,
lead
real
the way.
drink.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to climb in the window though, Bar.
What?
Yeah, it's cool though. It's
It's not
very.
cool. It's
No,
not
it
cool.
is.
No.
It's totally. Do you want
Come
to
on.
drive?
We can walk, right? I mean, I'm not climbing into that car. Did you drive
It'll
here in that?
it'll look cool. No? Okay. Yeah, we can walk. A friend of mine has a bar over here. Let's go
Okay.
check it out.
Is there sawdust on the floor?
Not intentionally.
Okay, this I gotta see.
Uh, um, so take her over to the dagger. How dare you, sir, with your square dancing. Um, take her over to the dripping dagger. Um, wa I'll jump behind the bar and ask her what she wants. And I phrase it that way. So what do you want?
And she looks at the top shelf, and she like picks something out that's dusty because it's too expensive for
Yeah.
people.
Oh, we just filled that one with water. That's
Oh,
really just for show.
any of the 12 years will do, I guess.
Sure. Uh, I don't know if they have anything that fits the bill, but she finds something that's as close as she can, and she um
Do you like work here?
sometimes.
Sometimes, but like you just
Yeah.
walk in behind the bar and I
I
think, is there
mean,
anyone else working here?
she looks over at Jim, who's at the end of the bar, behind the bar, but at the end of the bar, sitting on a bar stool and just nursing a drink. He's the bartender, but I mean, sometimes.
When it looks like the bar is keeping him up.
That's funny. You're funny.
Oh well. Um, and like she's looking at everything and like suppressing the lip curl, because it's all a bit grotty for her.
At least she's trying to be nice, I guess. Gemma says, so, I mean, what was the point of that whole little
I mean,
shenanigan?
it's fun to freak everyone out, and it means that Ty trusts me, and it means like I am the next big thing on the lot.
Yeah.
So that's the point of that.
Okay, that checks out. That
I mean,
checks
what
out.
what are you doing there? You kind of look
Uh,
like one of the extras.
thanks. I mean, I think.
No, I mean like
I,
there's an extra on the show who she's like girl drinking coffee number two or whatever, and you look a lot like her.
huh.
She's got a
Well,
funny name. You know, like that old song Sharona thing. You know, that's her name, I
her
think.
name's Sharona?
Yeah, which is ridiculous, right?
Um, I mean, I don't know. It's it's different.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay, right. I think I know who you're talking about. Um, yeah, no, I know who you're talking about, and she's a total bitch. And yeah, you should stay away from her because she is bad news.
She is bad
Um,
news. Well,
yeah,
this I gotta hear.
no, I'm good news.
No, no. I mean, I want to hear this. I want to hear the beef that
Yeah, there's no
that
story.
heroic Gemma has with this nobody.
Okay. Um, the story is that people always say that we look like each other, and she's a bitch, and I'm not. That's the story.
That's not a story. That's
No,
just
I know.
like a legal defense or
Yeah, I
something.
mean, like we have no history really. She's just dumb. Um,
And I
so
think she pours you whiskey, and she is getting this information out of it one way or the other. Unless you want to resist the effect.
no, that's fine. I
Okay.
can't. I honestly, I can't remember what the. I know that. Oh yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. All right. So I used, I used to see this girl, Shanna, this woman Shanna, here in town, and then she looks around to make sure that nobody's paying attention to her because she just said used to. Um, and when she sees that she's safe to continue, she
I mean,
says,
Jim kind of looks up, but only because there's expensive whiskey on the bar.
and she says, Sharona, was, so she and Shanna, this woman used to see, they were an item for a while, and so everybody says that Shanna has a type and that she's just kind of like, I'm not the low rent Sharona, okay? She's a bitch, and I'm cool.
And just for the sake of everyone
Don't
who's
try to figure
forgotten,
it
can
out,
you
man.
describe Gemma's general dress and look?
She's wearing a well, she's wear usually is wearing her black t-shirt and tights and some like Chuck Taylors. Um, and but today she also has on like one of those brown duck Carhartt jackets and a ball cap without anything on the front of it. Anyway, that's enough about me. I can't believe that Gemma can't believe that she's trying to talk about her so much. When she obviously is, um, not anywhere as interesting as this actress
Okay,
from LA. But she's going along with it, obviously.
obviously.
Yeah. And she says, oh, sorry, go ahead, Donna.
No, no, no. I was just wondering, are you uh, getting any information or just
I
getting a
mean,
feel for stuff or
I was hoping to get a
trying to get
clue.
lucky? I don't know what's the.
No, she can't do that. Um, she's already involved with someone who's not here at the moment. She was hoping to get a clue here out of Tiffany, but um, I don't know I don't know if Tiffany has a clue.
You never know.
Literally.
You never know. I mean, if you roll well, she will definitely have a clue. Um,
Um, so she says, tell me about your journey to becoming part of the horror hotel franchise. I mean, what have you been in before? I feel like I recognize you.
you have, you will recall the the Hills of Eyes 5 and Hostel 7.
Okay, that's cool. But like, did you do a Pearl commercial? Because I swear to God that I've seen you do like, I'm pretty sure you did a
You're
commercial
trying
for
to piss
Pearl.
me off now, aren't you?
No, I
You're
am.
actively trying to annoy me.
Wait. You did not, did you do one? Is that how I know you?
I cannot, and
And
okay.
then
Thanks for
Gemma,
the drink.
Gemma chuckles and says, "Come on, calm down. I'm sorry. I was just kidding.
You were just pissing me off.
Well, I didn't mean to
I mean,
piss you off.
okay.
I
I
have
have
a
a
weird
feeling
sense
that
of
this
humor.
happens a lot with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm abrasive, but everybody's pissed off by me. Um, okay. Obviously, I saw you in those two films, and I have the Fangorias at home that that you were in, and you were great.
Well, until the meat hook got me.
Well, I mean it's part of the job, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta
yeah, yeah.
work your way up.
That's true. That's true.
But enough about me and you. Let's talk about Ty. I mean, what's it like to see inside his mind?
It's messy. It is
Is
very
it
messy.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, where does he get his motivation to create these masterpieces?
I think there might be a lot of drugs involved
Oh,
and a
okay.
lot of, trolling through. Have you heard of the internet?
Is that like on the computers?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's like bully boards or something like this that he goes to, and like it's full of nerds who love this shit. No offense.
None taken. I mean, a little bit taken. But so, I
You're a little bit
mean,
taken.
maybe.
Okay, okay.
Uh, so
And he is
what, I mean, go ahead.
he's interested in weird shit like all the time. He's
Like what kind of
always talking about
things?
the weird shit that like is real and that he wants to work into respectfully into the film.
Okay. So here I'm gonna make my action roll.
Okay. Are
I'm
you being
going to
compelling or are you being
I'm trying to connect here, I
okay?
think.
So
And
okay, you
I
are still
think,
void touched, I believe.
oh no way.
Wait.
Oh, that's so stupid. Well, I'm just gonna have to wreck her then, I guess. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So wait, so that's it's a disadvantage, is that correct?
I believe so.
So how does disadvantage work in bump? I can't
It
remember.
still works, doesn't it? I haven't missed some big thing.
No, no, no. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Take disadvantage
Oh,
on all.
so I'm just wondering how it works
That's what I'm trying to remember.
in the dice roller.
Do you just subtract a die?
Yeah, you subtract the highest die, I guess. But
So
I think the old version used to have a thing that you could click to.
okay.
Isn't that how it works?
So I'm gonna push myself for 2 luck. Is that the way it works? Yeah. Okay. I don't
Push
take my
yourself
condition.
for one extra die for 2 luck.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice, and I'm going to drop the highest one because of disadvantage. Is that all accurate so far?
Hold on a minute. Let me have a look. Take up dice. Maybe it's just minus 1d for disadvantage.
Oh, is that what it
I
is?
can't see. Just looking at the keeper reference. I don't see anything about advantage and disadvantage. Maybe it's in the.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. It's take -1. It's under conditions, I
Okay.
guess. So void touched. Take -1 to all hard actions.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna roll 1 die.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for broke, which means that it's what desperate essentially.
Swing big.
Increase exposure, and I'm gonna roll the 1 die and just have fun doing it. And it's a
Yeah.
6, motherfucker.
Wow. Who needs anything else? Just talk shit, roll crits, right?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Um,
Yeah.
boom. Yeah.
Increased impact.
Increased impact. That's what we love.
Yeah.
You're gonna take her to
So
bed, aren't you?
I mean, I can't. I can't do it to Shanna.
okay, send Puckett a
Can.
quick message. uh, clues now.
Yeah, you're gonna take her right to the edge where she thinks she's going to bed with you, and then you're gonna say, "Good night."
Yeah,
I can know
so
too.
so I'm gonna give you a clue, and then I'm gonna add a void clue for the big. We call it season mystery, right? But that is gonna have to. I think I have to give that to you later because I don't think it fits
Yeah.
into the current setup. Um, yeah, so I mean, yeah, he gave me this thing like before we did our fake scene today to give everyone the heebie-jeebies. And like she pulls out from her bloody collar an amulet,
Whoa.
which is definitely cursed. That's the vibe you get from it.
Yeah.
He gave me this, and it was like he said, this will really make this work. He said, I love it when directors say that.
I'll bet. Um, yeah, that's um I am straight up gonna tell you because, you know, you're okay. You you gotta stop wearing that.
It doesn't go with my outfit.
That is some like creepy ass hoodoo stuff on that.
Yeah,
Whether you
exactly.
believe it or not. Yeah, no. I mean, you're you're putting your mortal soul in danger by wearing that. I'm
Oh,
not even fucking
is this
kidding you.
shit real?
Yeah, this shit is real.
Wow. Do you want this?
No, I don't fucking want that thing.
But like, if you
Okay,
know,
yeah, you know what? Give it to me. I do.
I
I
think you're
want you to
gonna have
give
to
it to
take
me.
it.
Oh, do I? Okay. Well, she reaches over and like puts her hand behind Tiffany's neck and tries to gently pull her forward for a kiss. And then if she accepts the kiss, then while she's doing it, she undoes the clasp on the amulet and takes it. And and if that all happens, then I see how she reacts once she's
Yeah, yeah. She lets you take the cursed amulet. That like what could
okay.
possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Uh, Gemma just thinks she can't let this person who is not in on this bullshit have this affecting her life negatively.
Even if
So
she
that
deserves it, you know.
I don't know if she deserves it. I don't know. Does she deserve it? I don't know. But she takes it. She pockets it. She thinks for a second about maybe putting it on Fitzroy, but does not.
Okay. So,
And yeah,
okay. Um, she she thanks you. She's gracious. She doesn't want to do anything, you know, that you would do want to do. She like, I'll call you or something. You know,
yeah, of
you
course.
know where I'm staying
All right.
at the Horror Hotel 9,
That's right. I'll see you there later. Maybe.
maybe. So, do you want to get the band back
Yeah.
together late night in the bar to compare notes and to plan or something?
Yeah. I apologize. I took so much spotlight there. Thanks for your patience, people. Um, so I think I have to show everyone. Oh, Celia. I'm like, Celia, check this out. And she puts the amulet on the counter at the bar.
I think she'll kind of like reach out, like, towards it a little bit, but then you see her hand hovering as if she's going to try and like press down upon it, but there's something blocking her. There's something here. You know that, right?
Yeah, Tiffany had it around her neck. She said that Ty gave it to her. She
What?
said that yeah, ties into some very fucked up stuff on um the AOL. You know those discs, those compact discs.
Luna was just telling me a story about Ty being a production assistant a long time ago and some creepy stuff going on with uh, crossing out of eyes on production photos. And just saw a production poster in one of the trailers that looked distorted, except for one person. I couldn't tell who it was.
Yeah. I think he's not okay.
I mean, why would he bring the production here? I mean, you could just as easily do a movie like that, especially this far into the franchise on a lot.
You're right.
Why do it here, of all
En
places?
Enoch, your family has been here probably the longest. I mean, there's some weird shit way back when with your family, right? And
And
with, I
Enoch
mean,
is just like
with the
slowly
woods.
like taking he's picked up the salt shaker from the bar and he's taking the top off it very systematically, and then he just pours all the salt over the amulet.
Oh, okay.
And he goes,
Nice.
wait, I gotta do this first. What were you saying, Gemma?
Um, once it's encased in salt, I think that so Gemma says, you know, the Briarwoods. Obviously, you've been here, your family's been here for a long time, and Seela's pointing out that Silent Falls is very fucked up, and maybe that's why Ty decided to come here rather than just shoot, in a studio on some lot. And
It's not just fucked up, it's a special place. Fucked up people come here and try to fuck it up, but it's a special place.
okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So if Ty's doing something fucked up, it's because Ty's fucked up, not because Silent Falls is fucked up.
Wait, you think Ty's fucked up like we're fucked up? Like I'm fucked up? Is that what you're saying?
No, like bad fucked up. Like up to something. We're all connected to Silent Falls. Even you, Celia. You don't know it yet, but you are. You're here for a reason. But some people have bad intentions coming here. We gotta protect the town from them. That's why we're in this.
And why? I mean, I don't.
He's putting
It
the top back on the salt shaker and
right,
putting it back where it was.
right. And then like after your words, I mean, I think Celia like will look sharply at Gemma and say, "And why is there a rumor that you're into some fucked up shit too? If you're part of this drive to protect the town, why is there a rumor going around that you're into some sacrificial shit?"
No, I mean, when you fight monsters,
Y- So it's true.
I mean, it depends on what you heard, I guess.
Witchcraft, blood sacrifice.
Check, check.
Are you endangering Enoch? Are you endangering? Where's. You said I wasn't the only one. Or you had other people with you. What happened to them? What happened to them?
Enoch, why are people always so worried about you? Everybody has to look after Enoch. Gosh, Celia, I get it, but Enoch can take care of himself. I understand you want to look out for him. The other people, I mean, they
Are
come and
they?
go. they come and go. You know, sometimes there's they're not dead. We didn't kill them. I didn't sacrifice them.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I honestly, I know they'll be back. It's just a matter of
We
time.
we hope they'll be back.
They don't have any choice. Just like Celia didn't have any choice.
So you're saying that my card decided to give out in the very most opportune moment here.
Enoch,
And
do you want to take that?
The town wants you to be here, Celia. You got to help us. And Gemma, yeah, they are coming back. Don't worry. Don't worry. She's coming back. She's coming back for you.
They all
But
come
for right
back.
now, it's just the two of us, and two of us isn't enough because there's some heavy shit going down.
obviously. But
Like carefully, like manipulating the little pile of salt to make sure it covers up every part of the amulet as he's talking.
if
Hey,
it'll
I
make you
remember something that I'd forgotten before about when I was through the door.
okay.
I saw lilac, like the color lilac. And there's a room here that they call the lilac room. It's a storage room, an old storage room. You think we should check it out?
Probably. If you connect it to the void in that way, it's giving you a hint. Do you think that's where room 13 is?
I don't know. But unless you guys have another lead.
Celia, you're right.
How's Tiffany, Gemma?
Yeah. So, Gemma explains though, it was a huge joke. She's
What?
fine. Yeah. So, turns out Ty Roth is has kind of a twisted sense of humor, and he likes to involve other people. And I'm just a little worried about um, how far he's going to take things. You know what I'm saying?
Vanessa said that he was just doing that to, create spookiness uh and create buzz around the film.
I
But
But
mean,
we experienced wasn't movie magic or whatever the hell they were doing downstairs. That was real, unfortunately. So whatever they're starting, if it finishes, this this could really get fucked. We need to stop them or it. Yeah.
okay, but we don't take that thing with us, do we? And he's taken a glass and put it over uh, over
I
the salt and the amulet.
I
That
mean,
that thing has to go someplace else.
should we put it in the should we put it in the basement? I mean, because our base is here at the dagger in the basement. Should
Right.
we put it like someplace down there to keep it safe for now?
Yeah, safe box. I'm gonna say that we have a safe box for dangerous items of some sort.
Okay.
And so he gets the plate and he moves it along he moves the glass with the salt along the bar onto the plate.
It's like a
And then
big
he
bug.
goes,
It's just like.
and then he's like walking, I will get rid of it. And it's middle of the night now, right? Because it was late when you were going out on
Yeah.
your date, right, Gemma?
Yeah,
Wait,
well
hold on a
past
second.
closing time.
Now, hold on, Enoch. Okay,
What? He turns
wasn't
around with it in his hand.
it's not a date. Okay, obviously it was not a date. And you don't need to tell people that I was on a date with Tiffany Darling.
And Enoch walks up over to you. He lets go of the glass for 1 second, and he just wipes a little bit of lipstick off of your mouth and shows you his thumb and says, "No, not a date, clearly." And then he turns around and he goes to the stairwell going down.
She wipes her
Uh,
mouth with her sleeve.
and then this is where, like, Celia would just kind of like cock her head and just kind of look at you, Gemma, and go, so it was more domestic rather than a cult that maybe one of them left. Is that what it was?
It was more domestic rather than a cult. I'm sorry, Mads. I don't understand Stelia's question. It's not just because Gemma's dumb. It's because I can't process the question.
Shanna left because you're, a two-bit, two-timing piece of shit, and not because, you sacrificed her to the goat gods.
Yes. Okay. No. She has business out of town. She has a band, and they have been booked for a small tour. And so she's out on so she's gone to Portland. They're going to Portland and Seattle and some other places to do their thing. And her band is
she's gonna be as loyal to you as you are loyal to her.
Hey, now wait a second.
Hey,
She
you don't
looks
have
at
to explain. You don't have to explain
whoa.
a thing to me. No,
I could have
you don't have to
done
explain a thing. Not my monkey, not my circus. It's okay. It's
a
okay.
lot, and all I did was a kiss, and
Okay, sure. I mean, band people like kiss fans all the time. Just saying.
and I think that that it starts to dawn on Gemma that that's probably what's happening right now. She's like, fuck.
Just
So
saying.
now she's gonna mope. She's gonna sulk, mope, and skulk. Thanks, Celia. I really needed the pick me up.
You said this town wanted me here, so I mean, I just.
The
Gemma
town
really-
wanted you here.
Sorry.
Gemma really needs to take that move thick skin because
And Enoch comes back up the stairs, and he's like, "Okay, I got rid of the bad thing. It's in the vault. What do we do now?"
Gemma walks over to Enoch and she's looking at Celia the whole time. And she takes Enoch's face in her hands and she starts kissing him all over
Stop
his
it!
face.
What are you doing?
And then she looks at Celia again. Okay, we should probably go into room 13 again. For real this time.
Okay.
Enoch pulls out the key, and he dangles it. Somebody else has to go first.
I can go first. It's
Okay.
fine.
You guys fight for it.
It's Celia's.
And yeah, I mean, so
So-
are we. Is this where we
sorry,
go
go
into the?
ahead, Matt.
No. I'm just like trying to think. It's like like order of operations now. Is this where we like try to figure out like what the fuck's going on by what we have?
Oh yeah. Is this
Depending
the
on how
showdown?
much, because you have 5 clues, right? I think 5 clues.
Oh, do we have that many? Wow.
5 clues,
Oh,
yeah.
we got 5.
I mean,
Remind us of the
obviously,
mechanics.
mechanically
What?
speaking, 3 is all you need. But
Oh, I
do you feel like you have enough to come up with a satisfactory theory? That's up to you.
I feel like things haven't gelled yet, or well, they're not gelling in my mind. Maybe they're gelling in your mind. Maybe Enoch's just slow, but
So, Mads, should we try to grab a couple more clues, or would you like to, if should we talk out a theory and then um, answer the three questions and see if we can go to the showdown?
I mean, like, I don't mind, like, talking out a theory. I mean, like, with the things that we have so far, because, I mean, like, so long as we, have more than the questions, and I'm usually pretty comfortable with it. So, I mean, just talking out loud and, like, what kind of entity is the bellhop? I mean, I feel like,
are there
obviously
specific,
go ahead,
are there specific questions we're supposed to answer? Like,
underneath.
oh,
Yeah, so with the final showdown,
oh, here
there
they are.
are three standard questions.
Okay.
Um, what is the creature or phenomenon? So to identify it.
Uh-huh.
What does it want, or why is it here or happening? To explain it, and then how can it be hurt, killed, or dealt with to contain it? So those are the three vanilla questions. In some hunts, there are like replacement questions for those that you can answer instead.
Mhm.
So you can mix and match, and those are they're the same kind of questions. They're just catered to the hunt specifically. And those are what kind of entities the bellhop, what drives him to
Okay.
kill, how can he be banished or destroyed for good. Pretty much the
Okay.
same questions, with some flavoring on top.
Mhm.
So you can answer those three, or the original three, or a mix, whatever makes the most sense.
Yeah, I'm
Do
happy to answer the custom ones. I mean, because that's what's usually presented. Entity is the bellhop. I mean, like, kind of like a possession entity. I mean, like, as evinced by the bloody bellhop uniform, because it's like once Enoch put it on, then it's like you know like took on that aspect of it, I guess, and wasn't himself when he had that uniform on. And then what drives him to kill? I think it's brought about by the movie. Like, I don't think, from what we've heard, I don't think that it is something that has been following the movie. I think this is just the last manifestation, because since Ty wants to make this good and his neck is on the line, almost literally, I think, he wanted to call upon this power, this entity, to really make this, like, the blowout, the bloody mess that it should be, realism and gore and all. So, what drives him to kill? I mean, like, it's pretty much like, between the cursed amulet, um, and the key to the non-existent room 13. I feel like it's one of those things where, you know, this has been in planning for quite some time by Ty, but he didn't want to, what's the word? He didn't want to, set it off until he had no other choice. And this is his no other choice movie. So I think what drives this thing to kill is, again, Ty's desire to make this the big blowout realistic movie. So he gave Tiffany the cursed amulet to kind of mark her as, like, either, yeah, definitely will be the final girl, or will be the main target that will be the sacrifice for the entity to be satisfied. And the non-existent room 13 is this place where Ty has made contact with this entity. Um, so yeah. And then how can he be banished or destroyed for good? Um, like the fulfilling of the lists in some way, shape, or form, right? With some of the items crossed out. So, um, like it's the whole fulfillment of the set. Some items have already been crossed out. I mean, I guess, um, because again, this has sort of been a plan that's sort of been set in motion, but hasn't been brought off to bring this entity to pass until now. So, I mean, I think if we can thwart the fulfillment of the list, um, I think we can help banish this creature from coming back. And I think the movie poster is a manifestation of, again, with this plan, because since Ty was sort of thinking about this kind of crap from his production days, from his production staff days, and this movie poster that Chris has in his trailer, I think is also something that Ty made, just as a test. So, I mean, again, it's like kind of like a manifestation of what is going to happen. I mean, like he needs to like rub these people out basically, to fulfill the pact, his own pact with this entity. But we can banish the thing by thwarting the fulfillment. So one, you've already gotten the cursed amulet, so that's good. Um, so maybe like by thwarting the initial target, that's one way. But now we need to be able to bait the thing, I guess, in room 13, like where it started, to be able to send it away, get it to go away and not come back, and mess up Ty's plan to make this the bloodiest movie that he's ever made. So that's my $2. More than 2 cents. It's like
20 bucks.
yeah,
So
inflation.
I'm wondering about so it sounds like we are in a theorized mode now, so we're just gonna throw out ideas, I
I mean,
assume.
we don't have to be. I mean, like I was just throwing
Yeah,
out ideas because like
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah,
the way my mind was thinking.
yeah.
So if you think we need like more clues to like either like support or change the theory, I mean, like I'm perfectly happy to do that too. It's fine.
Yeah, so I'm hearing, I like the idea that Ty has, made some kind of pact with this. Maybe he read about, maybe the bellhop was a serial killer that lived in the hotel like in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
Um, uh, and
I mean, what's this grisly murder
maybe
that
he was,
Vanessa was talking about? I mean, like, because I'm also thinking of that too. Was there like a tie back of like something in Silent Falls' past with the Briarwoods, or like any of the other families again? Long history,
yeah,
you know?
got a bit of
Or
Briarwood.
are the Roths even tied in with some of these families? So we can change it any which way you want.
What? Not to interject, but one of the things that maybe we set up in like our session zero was this old kind of 50s 60s era serial killer who was dumping the bodies in the town dump or scrapyard,
Oh,
right?
right.
So you could and they were never caught, right? So
And they were
um
never caught.
yeah.
Oh
And
God,
then,
what is this generational thing? Like, what if like Ty's related to this asshole? Who knows? Who knows? But
so
yeah,
I was also thinking about the collector kind of angle. That maybe the original killer would dump the bodies, whatever, but he'd always collect something from each body. And maybe that's related to the list. So a memento or something.
that would
That's pretty
work. Yeah,
serial killery, right?
that would totally work.
And
Yeah.
um, so maybe somehow those were kept in room 13. I don't know, maybe Ty found a way to room 13
Hmm.
and got those mementos, and maybe the cursed amulet is one of them. Um,
Yeah.
uh, um, uh, and there
Oh
might be
God.
others.
Oh God.
So
What
I
if
don't
it
know.
belonged to the Virgin? Oh
Yeah.
fuck. No. No. Oh God. Shit. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I like that idea too. Oh shit. But
So then
yeah,
maybe there's a way, I don't know, then the objects, the five objects, would be the method to either break the spell or fulfill the spell. I don't know which is kind of one of the things that you were implying. What do you
hmm
think, Mark?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that all of your am I muted? No, okay. I think that everything that you all have talked about makes sense. I wonder if uh Vanessa she wants to get out of the contract. She wants to get out of the hotel, out of the horror hotel franchise. So I wonder if she's in league with Ty and in completing something for him related to this list, is able to get out of the contract that she signed, so that she can move on, and she wants or expects Tiffany to take over for her, which is why she had the cursed amulet, which Vanessa formerly had, gave back to Ty so that he could give it to her. And as far as the list, I wonder if so there were things that she had the list and she was crossing things out on the list. I wonder if it makes, you had both kind of speculated that maybe some of the things that were crossed off were people who had already been killed as part of this plan.
Like it
that,
throughout
yeah.
like, you know, this whole thing. I mean, like, you know, that we didn't even know about, because I think, I mean, like, you know, kind of going along with that idea that maybe Vanessa has been doing her own digging, which is why she read into the Briarwoods.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, like the research saying it's like, well, like maybe the athlete died and a scholar died and a virgin died or whatever. And like, you know, all on down the line, like who the hell's left, right? I mean, like, you know, who's
Yeah.
left to be killed to fulfill this list, right? So that's, you know, that's what she was marking off on this napkin that she conveniently left for Enoch or whatever. But like, you know, she was just kind of like making notes as she was sitting there. But it kind of tied into what she knew about Enoch, maybe.
I thought if this like were an episode of Buffy, then we would be required, the three of us, to
Scooby doing it, man.
right? We would be required to sneak into wardrobe and outfit ourselves in costumes related to the three remaining
We're not doing the Halloween episode, man.
types from the list. Yeah, exactly. In order to go into room 13.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I think that you have all this right. And as far as being banished or destroyed for good, stop them from finishing the
last.
completing the list.
Yeah.
Do you think that the cursed amulet? Do you think that Ty is going to be pissed beyond belief when he finds out that Tiffany doesn't have the amulet anymore, because
Yes.
maybe some of him is in the amulet, or he's imbued it with some power, and so we actually also have to destroy the amulet in room 13?
I mean, well, definitely it's like amulet and room 13 are tied in, because again, I feel like room 13 is like where it all originated, like, you know, because that's where he made initial contact. But I mean, like, you know, I don't know, like, do we think that the entity's going to be pissed off enough that, you know, it's going to want some kind of sacrifice? So if the thing doesn't get completed, then we just let him have Ty. We just let the entity have Ty.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry.
Jose, what do you think? How about that?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm just thinking about the list and us and the Buffy thing. I'm definitely sure I'm the fool.
We just choose WB.
I'm the fool. You're the athlete, Gemma, and Celia, you're the scholar, right?
Oh my God!
I guess so.
I thought Enoch would be the. I'm sorry, you're the fool.
I'm the fool. Yeah.
Okay, sure, that works.
That's the right one. And I would think that Tiffany would be the siren, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Definitely not the virgin. Jesus Christ.
You know, I'm remembering it's Ronan who's a Selkie. Yeah, is that right? Ronan L's character is Selkie-esque.
Well, they're like the
shark.
The crosses are of the sea. They're were sharks.
Okay.
Hot as fuck. Damn. Oh man. Oh.
Sorry. I was thinking I was trying to find Selkie to Siren somehow, but
Right, yeah.
anyway, yeah. So I don't know, Jose. Do we force Celia to also dress up in a costume in order to go into room 13?
Oh God, I'm gonna dress up like Velma.
That's
Not
the
bad
perfect
Velma, not that
scholar.
bad Velma show, but I mean like good Velma.
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo
good Velma.
Velma.
Yeah. The original OG. Yeah.
Yes, original OG.
So, do we just do this?
Yeah, I mean if you want to, I mean
When you say enter room 13, are you using the key to the ghost door, or are you going into the lilac room as a kind of a...
I think because it was shown to Enoch in his vision, in his memory, that I think the lilac room is the bridge to get to room 13, because that is where the film is supposed to be, I think, and be culminating their big Hoosawinkus, their big end scene, climactic scene, or what have you. So it actually makes sense, because then whatever's going to happen, whatever big ass sacrifice that Ty was going to make a big play for the entity, it was going to happen in that room anyway. So I think that was going to be the bridge to room 13 for the entity.
Okay.
And
So
also,
if you
I'm
be
not
into
sure
it,
Enoch...
get there first.
I'm not sure Enoch is ready to, go through the same door he went before.
No.
Not the same night, or even more.
No.
Okay.
Could it
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, do we want to take a quick break and then come back for the showdown, or you go ahead?
Yeah, I
Enoch.
mean,
I was just going to say that one possibility, because I'm a little unclear on, the relationship between the list and the banishment and the resolution of the threat. Because it seems like we have two threats. We have Ty and we have the bellhop, right? And they're in it together. But what if the bellhop had done these serial murders, but he'd never done his fifth one, which is the siren, let's say. And so the deal that Ty struck is that you can have your fifth victim and have that closure, and you're going to imbue terror into everyone who ever sees the film ever in the future, or something
I
like
love
that.
that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can take a break.
Which is why it's going to make a difference, because I mean, like, this was going to be the make or break it for Ty, so he had to do something extra, and by calling upon this being is going to be his extra,
Yeah.
his big moment. Yeah. The siren songs actually scream. I love that. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. So yeah, if we could take a bio break before
Take a bio break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
before showdown.
Okay. So, loaded for bear, you drive back to the hotel.
So do we do a showdown roll now, or do we do it? How do we do with that?
So let's do some kind of intro framing, and then when we get to what feels like right for the showdown roll, we can do it.
Okay.
I mean, I guess technically we can do it as soon as you answer the questions, but let's set the scene a little bit.
Okay.
So this is the same night, right? So basically, in
I see it's like dark.
the small hours of the morning, right?
Yeah, right, yes. And we're walking down a corridor in an old kind of less used part of the building. And yeah, there's only kind of the most basic kind of lighting, these weird fluorescent lights along the hallway.
Yeah, because we had said the lilac room was like a centerpiece for the shooting, so this is kind of this wing or whatever it is part of the shoot. So maybe there's like security lighting or just safety lighting all the way along, not built for great visibility, given that it's in power saving mode due to the difficulties with the power.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I want to paint this scene a little bit. for Enoch, like what is it about this flickering the light that you have in here that feels wrong or makes you feel like you're definitely going in the right direction or the wrong direction?
Or the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Towards the disturbance. Yeah, I don't know. So the flickering of the lights, and there's almost something menacing in it, like it's the like warning lights, like back the fuck off, you're not wanted here. And so there's kind of a feeling of a presence in this area of the hotel right now. There's we don't really see anybody else, any human beings, um, uh, but I think Enoch is getting the feeling of a presence that it wants us to get the fuck out of there, and that the flickering lights are kind of almost belligerent or menacing in some way.
and
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 I think
Gemma,
it feels cold too.
oh, um, what's for Gemma? What's the feeling you have that you're being watched, or that like there's an audience for this in some way?
Wow. I think that the the camera pans across a an assemblage of photographs on a wall, and the they're photographs of I'm just playing into what you're gonna finally drop here. Um, Photographs of different parties that have been held at the resort in the past, going back 100 years. The staff at the staff at the resort over all that time, and there's this feeling that um, that the eyes in those photos are kind of following along as we walk down this corridor.
And when you get to the door of the lilac room, I mean it's open. It's still like a movie set, but this lilac light is kind of almost shining or reflecting off something and bathing you all in this light. And when you walk in, Celia, or when you like look in, maybe you see a framed photograph on the wall, almost in the way Gemma has noticed, is looking at you, and it's a photograph of yourself. It's decades old. It's slightly fading. The clothes is from years gone by. Everything about it is decades old, but it is you smiling at the camera, smiling at yourself. What what kind of something's just stepped on your grave, or what kind of feeling do you have right now?
I think when Celia sees that, it's almost like a puzzle piece has been slid into place. And there's almost a ethereal snap because she didn't want to admit it to herself. I mean, that's impossible. Like, why would her car decide to crap out in this podunk town, or why would this town call to her, and why would it seem so you know familiar or almost at home? But I mean, she just remembers that she doesn't know where her mother went. since she was a little girl. She doesn't know where her mother came from, and her father never told her. And she just gets this atavistic shiver going right up from her spine, from the base of her back, all the way up into her head, and it feels like a sliver of ice.
Okay. You ready to make the showdown roll? How do you think you're setting yourselves out to, I guess, to destroy this artifact?
So does Celia Celia has the key to room 13. Does Celia need to be kind of like opening the door into room 13 to get us started?
I mean, like, once Enoch shows us where it is, it's like she kind of motions for him to get back so she can be the first one in to, kind of use the key to connect to room 13 from the lilac room. So she's going to do that thing that she had done out in the picnic tables or whatever, like, earlier in the day, or like, the other day, and, kind of connect to the void that way, and then perform that function of passing through. So with the intention of facing off against this entity.
Okay. So, yeah. Does any one of you want to roll this and let's see how it goes?
Are we rolling three dice?
I opened my big mouth. I can
Yeah, you should.
What?
Not me. I've been rolling horribly tonight.
Okay, yeah, you're rolling 3 dice, so...
Okay, showdown, 3 dice. Okay.
Yeah! Oh my god!
Critical!
Wow.
Holy shit!
That does.
Oh man.
So,
Oh, wow.
I guess we can probably wrap this up quickly, right?
I mean, this is about a narration right now. I mean, this is like what it is, right?
Yeah.
So
I think there's something about the lilac room, and maybe it's the kind of hazy memories that are coming back into Enoch, but this is room 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that if you lock the door from the inside now, it will become that same room. And you imagine, although it wouldn't last, that if you locked it from the outside and destroyed the key, no one would ever be able to get into it again, right? In the same way. But yeah, and I think you realize that you don't have to trigger anything. You just kind of know from the sense of the room when you step into it that these things are true, and that whatever action you take in here will finish this all forever. So yeah, let's do a quick round of actions because of the critical, like, your actions are so specific and exacting to the solution that really I don't think there's anything dangerous. I don't think we really need to do the usual slug it out in the conflict that you know and love from previous showdown rolls.
Oh no, sounds great. Oh man.
So why don't does anyone feel like they want to go first? And then we'll just do a quick round and we will wrap this baby up.
I think Enoch pulls out, he got from the bar, from the Dripping Geiger, from behind the bar, he had pulled out one of the shakers and a glass, and he's got the amulet, the cursed amulet, and the bunch of salt in the shaker. And then he's giving it like the violent shake, because it's connected to the entity. It was a lure for the entity, really. And so this is his attempt to disorient the entity, and also call it forth at the same time.
Sure. I like that.
The bellhop, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So oh, this is an action roll, right?
No,
So
no,
I
no.
it's not. Oh, it's not an action roll. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're with a critical. I'm happy to just everything works exactly as you have.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
so he does show up and he is disoriented.
Yeah,
Do you want me
Gemma
in
wants to
there?
get off some some very physical hits because I think the entity is no longer a possession thing. It's actually physically here in this room. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
When it shows up, what's it look like then? Is it the bellhop again, or the bloody bellhop?
yeah, I think it's the bloody bellhop, right? It's the, or at least in this room, in this kind of liminal lilac to room 13, it's not quite that. It's not quite in its full pomp and ceremony of bellhop. It's just the kind of entity before its full becoming.
And would it
Um,
be? I'm trying to see its face, and I'm imagining that its face is morphing a lot, and sometimes
Yes.
it looks like Ty, and sometimes
Hmm.
it looks like somebody else, like the
Yeah.
original one that looked like. Sometimes maybe it looks like Mark too, but
Yeah.
it's morphing. Also part of its disorientation and confusion.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and maybe for a split second, until you snap it out of it, it looks like Enoch, right?
Yeah,
As
yeah,
being
yeah,
someone who has
yeah,
been
yeah.
previously
Yeah.
Because,
possessed.
right, it's
Previously possessed.
previously
Yeah,
possessed. Sure.
yeah, yeah.
Mark, do you want to do something for Gemma next in terms of kicking ass or taking names
Yeah.
or
So I
both?
guess if the crystal is being, I'm sorry, the amulet is being essentially handled, and the bellhop needs to be handled, then that's probably Gemma's area. So yeah, she's walking up um to the bellhop, and she in her hand, you can see she opens her hand for a second, and she has the amethyst, which has been her like kind of like holy relic that she received from Ronan for a while, and she closes her hand into a fist around the amethyst as she approaches the bellhop, ready to throw down with the bellhop.
Man.
Well, about to tell us how
Tell us.
that goes down.
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
Does
like, you know.
Mads need to narrate something for Celia? Are you good?
No.
Well,
I mean,
I would
I mean,
say just
I
don't finish it off. Leave some
Oh, I'll leave
for
some then.
Celia, right?
yeah. Soften
Uh,
it up for me, basically.
yeah, I'll try. So I'm going to push myself and wreck. I'm going to go for broke because why would you do anything else in this game?
Well, remember this is
We're just
completely
narrating.
as you're foreseen, right? This
Yes.
is, I
Since we
mean,
crit.
Do I need to roll or negative?
no,
No.
you don't need to roll. You
Oh,
don't need to
don't even
push
need to
yourself. You
roll.
just need to
Okay.
kick ass.
All
Tell me how
right.
that looks with your, I don't know, cleaver or
It's all fists, I think,
it's
and
all
she is,
fists.
yeah. So she punches the bellhop in the face, and we find that the bellhop is not just like a normal material monster. Something happens when she punches her in the face that when she punches him in the face that her hand is um she knocks him back against the wall, but her hand has been somehow like burned or yeah, it's like an electrical burn or something all over her hand where she punched him. So he is back against the wall. He's obviously damaged, but I think that Gemma really hurt her hand in the process of doing it. So, Celia, I think you're gonna have to step in and finish this situation off.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I mean, like she was using your melee with as a distraction, you know,
Mm-hmm.
also to get herself ready, because in this room, magic is more physically manifested. So she's able to manipulate the void energy around the key and the amulet. And because the amulet is pretty much sunk into salt, it's like it's again disorienting the creature, the entity. And she turns the darkness around the key into like some kind of like sharpened blade. And so she reformats it, she reforms it, and she, like, pretty much waits until Gemma has kind of pushed the entity back and like made it weaker, or and made it physically, like, kind of diminished a bit. And then she will plunge the changed key into the cursed amulet sunk into the salt. And I think, when that happens, the creature's aspect keeps changing it even faster than it did before. And I think the final face that it takes after it starts to wither and desiccate is Ty's. Like the face that is frozen on its countenance is Ty's. We don't necessarily know what that means. It's just that's what happens.
Okay. I think we should leave it there.
If you want.
You want to add one thing, Mark?
I would. I think that so obviously Celia has been accessing the void um and powering through this to destroy the amulet, the key, the
Her eyes are
bellhop.
black, just so you know.
Yeah. And I think that um moments as this bellhop is kind of coursing through these faces and then settling on Ty's the final countenance is Ty's. Um, Gemma is kind of walking closer and closer to Celia, and Gemma's eyes go black like Celia's for a moment, and the audience somehow understands that part of this darkness that Celia has just destroyed has made its way into Gemma, thus satisfying her void touched
Amazing.
as she acts uh, in the interest of the void by keeping some of that darkness for herself now.
Amazing.
Nice. Okay. I guess I will stop the recording. We'll do our quick debrief, and then we'll, deal with the fallout or the
Yep.
downtime next week.
Yay.
Yay.